Okay, y'all, so this is going to be our nativity scene, or at least one of our options of our nativity scene, but I'm going to use this one as my example. It's the larger one along with the frame. But let's talk about what I did first. So before I started, obviously it's going to come to you stained, just as this was, and then I just ran some tape around the inside of the frame because I wanted to keep my frame the stain color. So I've taped it off, and then I painted my background, and I did a solid white. I only did one coat. You can do, I mean, if you want to do two coats so that you don't see kind of through it like mine is, make sure you do two thin coats. So it's one thin coat, let it dry, and then come back with another thin coat. Never thick. I ran out of daylight, literally, so I just did one thin coat, and I like my stuff kind of, more weathered anyway, so it works for me. So, but I painted that, and now that that's dry, I did come through with a piece of sandpaper and just kind of buff it out. What I mean by sandpaper and buffing it out is literally just so that I don't feel ridges in between. This has nothing to do with sanding off paint. That's not what I wanted to do right now. I just wanted to buff out the lines so that it's smooth. Now, let's talk about our stencil. The stencil, your stencil's different colors than mine, but don't worry about it. What we're going to do right here is, like I said, mine's white. Yours is going to be blue. Yours is going to be blue like that. What you're going to do is you are going to slowly separate the white from the blue. So what I'm giving you is in 3 layers. It's white, it's blue, and it's clear. And so again, mine's kind of different than y'all's, but you're going to see blue here. You're gonna slide this backing off. And when I mean white, I'm talking about this grid backing. You slide it off, and you're gonna go slow with it. Never pull it apart, just simply slide it back. You're gonna slide it all the way off. Make sure that all of the blue, in your case, it's gonna be blue, all of the blue stays on the tape. So like, oh, well, that's a star that needs to be pulled up so that can come up. Oops. You just wanna make sure though that nothing else comes up. And really with this one, there's not much that would pull up. But you're just going to slide it all the way off. Okay, so I've pulled the backing off. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to lay it down where I think it goes. And I just measure with my fingers. I mean, if you want to get exact, you can. The bigger thing really to me with this one is more the bottom. You want to make sure that your space is the same all the way across. And so that's kind of how I'm going to do it. And again, not that I'm real, because, I mean, obviously they're taking steps. So, it's not necessarily even. But that's what I'm going to look at. And I'm going to get it straightened up. And then I'm going to come through and I'm going to slide the clear off. Normally, I would have a ruler handy, but that would just, that would be too easy right now. And there ain't nothing about 2020 that's been easy. Can I get an amen? So, like I said, I think that's going to be good. If it's not good, y'all don't judge me, okay? So we're going to press this down really, really good. And then we are going to slowly pull back the clear. We're going to make sure that in your case, it's going to be blue. All of the blue stays on the board now. And you're going to slowly separate the clear from the blue. And I'm going to kind of get it started down here on this end. If you see that sometimes you just kind of have to push with your hands as you slide back. Okay? But you keep doing that, and then we're going to start our stencil. Okay, so now I have pushed it all down. I've removed the clear, the tape. And so, on yours, you're probably not going to have as many of these as I do, just because I have a different kind of stencil. But you're just going to press it down and make sure that kind of the edges to your stencil are pressed down really well. So if you have like ridges up here, it doesn't really matter because there's nothing there. You just want to make sure that you don't have ridges coming into the open spaces of the stencil. And so you can push those down as much as you can. And then you're going to get some like makeup sponges, old school makeup sponges. These are yellow, but I do have some white ones too. And you are just going to tap, tap, tap. Okay. And so you're going to do your whole stencil. I'm just doing black and white. If you have other craft paint at home and you want to change your colors up or on your stars or whatever, I just kind of do everything in very basic colors because I'm just kind of a basic person, I guess. My children would say yes. But, so that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the whole thing and then I'm going to pull the stencil up. Okay, so once you're done, you've pulled it off, you're going to have two things that you need to remove. You're going to have one piece right here that needs to come out, and then also in the middle of the star. And obviously I have a little tool, but you can use just a safety pin or a sewing needle. Some people use their fingernails. I'm a little aggressive with it. I have a tendency to poke real hard, which is why there's 2 holes in the middle of my star now. But if anybody says something about it, they're not my friend, right? So yeah, then you're done. And you can put this thing on display and enjoy it throughout your holiday season.